Oh, that whole thing I wasn't recording.
Son of a Are you serious?
I hit the button and it just showed in the corner recording. So we're going to get started on the four link. Andrew went ahead and ordered a kit. It's just easier to source everything in one place. This kit comes with the tubes, times, bolts, hardware, and the brackets. The brackets we will not be using, of course, because we have our own brackets set for this chassis. So I'm going to get started on putting all this together. Andrew's going to start cleaning off the rear end. We got an 8.8 forward rear end that's going to go underneath it. It should work pretty well. Might be a hair wide. If it is, we'll cut one side off and center the pinion. If not, we'll roll with it. So that's the plan for right now. I never know how to end these because I just repeat what I say. Like, we're going to do this, and then we're going to do this. So. Probably smart to do before we weld the brackets on. So the rear end in this thing is set up. I like to set my drive shafts up equal but opposite. So if the motor is 2 degrees down, I like pointing the pinion 2 degrees up. Half of you on the internet will argue with me till the day you die about that. Do it your way, I'll do it my way. So motor set at 2 down, we want this to be 2 degrees up. It's 2 degrees up.
Oh, I got lucky on that one. That's just yeah. So we don't got to break all the welds apart at that point. So. All right, so we got the 4-link tacked up in place here. Front come out pretty good. We're gonna have to make some internal gussets to keep them from wanting to walk around. We'll do that at the shop later on. The back end we got tacked up here. We had to make a 2-inch spacer, kind of hodgepodge of spacer in here because we don't have the appropriate spacers made to take up the difference. Because typically, this being on air, we would be putting an airbag on top of this right here, this flat spot. We'd have a plate on here, airbag going there. But we're not going to do that on this one. And there again, some of you are going to laugh, make fun, tell us it ain't going to work. But for this tiny, lightweight vehicle, space being an issue back here and all, we're going to go with some air shocks. I can hear y'all typing, commenting away right now. But we're going to try it for no heavy this thing is, and then the mileage we're going to put on, we think this is going to be the best beneficial way to go. Normally we make fun of people that run air shocks on stuff to lower stuff, but there again, we're not trying to lift a half-ton Chevy. This being just I don't even know what this thing would weigh. If it weighed 1,000 pounds, I think would be appropriate. So these things say they're rated for about 1,200 a piece. We should be okay with that. Doing it just to make sure we can fit everything. If they don't work, we'll cut stuff back apart, redo it all, and put proper airbags and shocks on it. But till then, we're going to try this, and you'll either laugh at us or you won't laugh at us. Either way, they're going to laugh. They're definitely going to laugh. They're laughing. They're laughing, right? Yeah, that's why we have the spacer issue up here on our upper bars right now. Is because we had to make it 2 inches wide to fit the spacer of the shock, and then of course this being fully extended, the car's not down, whatnot. But we'll probably cut a hole in the tube here, put a piece of 1.5 inch tube across here, tab off that, and then that's how our air shocks will mount to it. Moving along on the 4-link here, got everything tacked up. We decided to do a parallel 4-link with the track bar on this car. I like doing that just because it's simple. You got many ways of locating your rear end to something. Watts link, just too complicated, takes up space, which we do not have any of. A lot of people run a panhard bar. I'd do that, but panhard bars still allow a little bit of side-to-side movement. Wishbone, there again, just kind of complicated, takes up some room. So basically, if you just take a panhard bar and put it down here on the bottom, you locate the rear end, have no side-to-side movement, and typically it's low enough it's out of the way, never gets interfere with anything. Had to cut my welds up here on the rear frame rail pieces, move them down a little bit. The body, by the time we got the body down level with the frame, they were hitting the trunk lid, so not a big setback, just had to correct that a little bit. Went ahead and threw in our rear bar here. We're gonna start measuring for the air shocks, get an upper tab made, get those tacked in next, and just keep trying to truck along with this thing. So another day in the shop, same old car though. We've got a lot of things going on today. I was able to put mounts on the radiator, got those done. Gonna try to maybe mount that, start working on the grill shell perhaps. Cut some tabs for the rear air shocks, so we can finally set the rear ride height, get all that figured out too. But the main part of today is I think we're gonna start on the floor of this thing. Got some 18 gauge from the local metal yard. Went to my shop the other day, made some hat channels, and the rest is pretty well, as they say, flat, pretty easy. So I'm gonna get going on that, lay out some hat channels underneath it, start a floor structure, maybe back cab wall, might start laying out the firewall. So got a lot of sheet metal work to do. I'm glad we're to that point now. Coming along real good, starting to really look like a car.
Well, how's it fit, Kyle?
Good car. This is why we make a paper template though. The zero line should be here, not here. So the whole thing's got to come out 1 3/4 inches.
Measure twice, cut once, right?
Well, measure twice, we're going to cut twice. Yeah, out of paper is much better than
Slightly cheaper.
slightly.
Thanks, Obama.
So next we're going on the drive shaft tunnel here. I've got my dimensions laid out roughly. Got my rear axle at full bump. So next to do is go find our sheet, transfer all the measurements to that, and cut it out and get going, get this thing put in here.
All right, while Kyle's working on the tranny tunnel, I'm gonna be up here working on this grill shell. We have pretty good game plan. We want the grill shell to fit the radiator, obviously better than it does right now. We're gonna get it fit up a little bit closer, start trimming the outside edge till we get a nice slope, kind of what we're wanting. And then if we have to, we will section the grill shell, get it fit up a little bit closer, tucked in there. We want it right behind the spring, but not too close where we can still get in the radiator cap and all that. Then we'll worry about skinning it with some sort of mesh or something afterwards. But.
Devo, I'm really glad that worked, because if it didn't, we'd have to go outside and wrap that thing around the telephone pole.
Yep, it's cold out there.
It's cold out there. shaft version of this here tranny tunnel.
Kyle, you can't say tranny on the internet anymore.
Which did twice though.
You can't.
Are we gonna blur that, beep it?
Yep. Can't do that.
It's transmission.
Transmission tunnel.
It's the T in the LGBTQY.
ABCD+.
Elemental T. Yeah,
Is that where we are as a society now?
I believe so.
It's moved into the floorboard
Yeah,
hot
they're
rods.
gonna get canceled and demonetized.
Well, we better not do that. So I'm working on the T tunnel. That should get us safe with all the other gears.
And he's using his American wheel instead of English wheel.
Yes,
over
the
there.
American wheel. It's an all-in-one tool we have in the hot rod shop here. It is a slip roll, mallet bag. I mean, you could do anything with it, really. Got a nice soft surface to it. But right now, we're just kind of forming this here tail shaft tunnel over it. Get it in the ballpark. We'll throw it in there, weld it. Not sure if we're going to put any beads or anything in this quite yet.
Andrew was requesting couple.
Cup holders,
Yes,
yeah.
Andrew
we
was
do need cup
requesting
holders.
some cup holders, and this would be the ideal spot, being right there next to your hand. So we'll probably go ahead and
We need to
Cut
figure
a
out
couple
exactly
holes
where the
out.
shifter's gonna lie and we
yeah,
go
we'll,
from there.
you know, the shifter's probably secondary to the cup holders, though. We really need them cup holders in ideal placement.
Yeah, this is true.
Put two here. We'll probably need more, though. We think we need probably about 2 or 3 cup holders per passenger.
At least.
Well, road beers.
You know, in a nice hot rod roadster, you probably need 4 cup holders in it. So we'll go ahead and put 2 here, and then we'll figure out the other 2 later.
Shifting gears, drinking beers, you know? That's what I always say.
Is that what you say?
I think so.
I've never heard you say that before.
I'm saying it now, you know?
Starting now. It's close.
Well, yeah, you can weld and beat around on that.
Yeah.
Make it happy.
So I've been working on the floor a lot here lately. Got the drive shaft tunnel, tranny tunnel, all the hogshead transition pieces in it. Flipped it upside down here to do some finish welding. I just kind of wanted to show off the hat method. As you can see, we don't really run a bunch of 1x1 bracing on here like a lot of guys do. We'll bend this simple hat channel up, pop you a hole every so then. That way all you got to do is you got to tack weld it every so often instead of just fully seam welding everything in here. Keeps the time down, keeps the heat down, and in my opinion just kind of looks a little better. We'll come in here. We welded some body mounts to the frame. These are their locations. We marked them before we pulled the body off, so drill a hole there. I'm not sure if I want to try to cage nut it yet or just pass a hole through it with a slug and you'll see a bolt from the inside. But I'm gonna go ahead, do a little trimming on this drive shaft tunnel piece here. We just kind of left long for the sake of having enough material to do it. I'll come here about a 1/2 inch back, cut me a nice flange radius at the corner, and we'll just keep going here. Where's Mitch at?
Yeah, Mitch won't be here today. He decided to take a personal day and go ahead and have his kiddo. So we won't be seeing him today. And congratulations, Mitch.
Well, Mitch didn't have the kid.
That's true.
So why?
Yeah.
He was there for moral support.
Moral
It's
support.
not a rock solid excuse. When your wife has a kid, you can still show up to build hot rods.
I guess. Well, he wanted to take 30 days maternity leave. I think was the.
So, still feeling the new shop woes. Ain't got quite all the tooling and equipment we need here. We've been working with the El Cheapo bead roller. I've been wanting to do some step flanges in the next couple pieces I got, but all these machines, they send you these dies, it's got a sharp edge to it. I don't really like that. I'd like to have a nice rounded roll of my bead. So figure out, we'll just chuck these up in the lathe and spin that off a little bit. Don't have a lathe here either. So we are going to bolt these to the machine as you would see fit, and then Steve-O here is going to spin it while I take the grinder around that little edge off, and then we'll have a round of dies without a lathe in the shop.
So how do you match the other side? with this technique.
To match the radiuses, you mean?
Correct.
Well, I figure that was about a, was that about a 10 Mississippi?
10 Mississippi.
We'll give this one about a 10 Mississippi, see how she looks. Look the same to you?
Pretty damn close.
Good enough. So I guess where there is a willingness to throw caution to the wind, there is a way. There's a way to get anything you need done in the shop.
I don't think willingness is a word.
Willingness?
Yeah, willingness. I don't
Pretty sure it
think-
is.
Yeah. We're gonna have to get our thesaurus out.
They'll comment down below that Andrew's wrong. I'm right. We do more of that, I guess. People are always telling you, like, comment down below.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
Click the bell.
I don't want anyone to like this.
Well, you got to put the links to the parts we used and stuff like that.
We'll do that when they start paying us.
Oh, okay.
What are we doing, Mitch?
Well, we're gonna race because Andrew's just plasma happy, and I'm trying to tell him it's like, why cut it out with a plasma on certain shit when we need clean cuts? Whenever you can just fucking do it with a cutoff wheel and cut it once, and it's a clean cut versus the plasma, then go back with the fucking grinder and cutoff wheel to clean it all up. And just do it right the first time. So we're gonna have a race.
I say,
To see who
I
gets
say
to clean
this.
it, when it's done. It's
Now,
clean.
I
Who's done
agree
first.
there are different ways to skin a cat, but I say the plasma cutter is the best option for this scenario.
So here's
Just
my
hit it real fast with plasma cutter, hit it with a grinder, it's no big deal.
Here's
We're
my
gonna
question.
overlap this.
What are we doing here with the
You're
bracing
keeping
down
the,
here?
you're keeping
You
the
keep the
channel.
braces.
Okay.
Or at least
Because
the
we
majority.
may end up having to tie into it back
Yeah, all we
under
need
the
to cut
rear
is the
end
sheet metal.
to f***ing support this back here.
Well, see, that has a fucking bracing. Okay. You ready?
Nope, not ready yet.
Well, I'm fucking plugged in, so that was your
Yeah,
problem.
you've been set up a lot longer.
Nope.
It ain't fair.
Nope. Ready? Steve-O, count it off.
Not ready yet.
This is part of it, which is the prep time is part of it.
You've been prepping the whole time, and I also helped you.
All right. He's got it in his hand. You ready?
You ready?
Yep.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Fall behind, Andrew. This is done. Yeah, good now. Not yet.
What?
Still ain't cleaned all this nastiness off here.
That wasn't
It's
part of
over.
it.
No, that's ready. The other side is ready to weld a new piece on.
Oh no, this was worse. That doesn't count.
I got mine clean.
So the grinder is mightier than the plasma cutter sometimes.
Well, let's just see how close my radius is compared to this hacked up piece of shit we got going on over here. Well, that's pretty decent.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some barbs. Look, good cut
Yeah, you're
ourselves.
gonna weld right
That's a
over top of
laceration.
that.
That's a half day's missed work whenever you cut open your hand right there.
Weld right over that.
Oh shit.
So, moral of the story, the moral of it all is,
Mine looks nicer.
I won.
I also had a fire I had.
It took longer to set up the plasma cutter and took longer to cut it.
Yep.
And this side, Mitch is still gonna have to go finish this side off for it.
Come over here and finish it.
I had a fire I had to deal with.
No, you didn't.
I
It's,
have
it's
no
just
fire.
it's a rusty Model A. The fire ain't gonna hurt nothing. What we doing, Kyle?
Doing a little finish trim work.
I feel like this would be a lot easier if the car's a little lower.
Yeah, you gotta weld it in, just go.
Yeah,
Perfect.
maybe well.
Now, we're gonna go with a somewhat of like an underslung body cross member here. We have to cut so much of the body out to get the axle up here, of course, the ass end's just gonna be floppy, so. We made us a 1x2 structural cross member under here. After the fact, we're gonna chop it back out, put a couple flanges on it where we can bolt it back in. But just so it doesn't look like a raggedy hole cut in the side of the body. We'll form it a little sheet metal tunnel. What would you call this? Tunnel of sorts. Short.
Notch cover.
We'll pass it in there, sink it through, cut out to match the body. Have a nice 5-inch little lip in there where it looks somewhat finished. So we got the new, I don't know what you call these inner wheel wells. We got the new panels in for the wheel well area here. But as you can see, the axle has to come up quite a bit. And the problem with that is you've only got this much body holding the back end together here. So what we've done, made up a little 1x2 cross member. We got a piece of 1x2 inside here, you can't really see it. But in order to get the rear end out of it, we got to make a piece removable. Have this problem, it gets back to just this is what's supporting the body. So we made us a little piece here, a couple holes in it. We placed a couple nut zerts in the bottom. So now, when we're ready, get the rear end and everything installed on the frame, we just have to come in here and put a couple bolts in it. Finishes it off pretty nice. And all this is a compression and tension load at this point. So did that, gussets the rear end of the body, keeps it from sagging going down the road. And that's how we fix that problem.
Turned into 2 in 1
2
hour.
hours. I don't even need snacks now. I surpassed hunger. It's now dinner time.
Who let me go out by myself?
I knew when you walked out the door with the duck farmer, it was going to be at least a 2-hour ordeal.
You know he's freaking always into something.